Hey there thinkers, welcome back to our channel where we dive into the complex patterns that shape our world. I'm your guide on this journey, and today we're going to explore a fascinating concept that spans history, the pendulum of politics. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us grow and reach more curious minds like yours. So, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our videos. Now, let's embark on this intellectual adventure together. History class. Ugh, often it's just a parade of dates and dead people. But let's step back and you'll see a different story. History isn't a straight line, it's a pendulum. It swings back and forth between chaos and order. Think about it. Societies want stability, but too much order creates stagnation. People get restless. They want change. This desire often explodes into chaos. Revolutions, revolts, you name it. Then, tired of the mess, people go back to seeking stability. The pendulum swings back to order. A new status quo emerges, but the cycle is just that, a cycle. Eventually, the pendulum starts swinging back towards chaos. This isn't just theory. We've seen this happen many times in history. Remember the French Revolution? The people tired of oppression. Bam! Revolution! Total chaos. But this chaos eventually gave way to Napoleon and a new order. Get the pattern? The pendulum keeps swinging. And understanding this swing is the key to understanding the world around us. Let's look at another example, the Cold War. After the chaos of World War II, the world wanted stability. Two superpowers emerged, the United States and the Soviet Union. They established a new world order, even if built on a scary nuclear rivalry. For decades, things were tense, but relatively stable. The pendulum had swung to order, but this order, like all orders, couldn't last forever. Cracks started to appear. The Soviet Union collapsed. The Berlin Wall fell. The world held its breath. What would come next? The answer, of course, was something new. A period of relative peace and globalization followed. But look around. The pendulum is swinging again. Calls for freedom and justice are on the rise. Global tensions are polarizing between statism and liberalism. We feel a need for change growing. So what's new in this latest swing? Well, let's talk about the explosion of the digital age. Specifically, the internet, social media, and artificial intelligence. The world's borders have disappeared in the face of this powerful communication tool. Analyzing this boom in digital connectivity, we'll always find many points to address. In this case, let's talk about freedom of expression. Folks, I think freedom is a very important value for humanity. It's the starting and ending point for human beings. On social media, algorithms bombard us with information. We have to learn to navigate this digital ocean. Here we come to the second important point, awareness. It arises from the confrontation of opposing ideas. It's a natural process of thought. Through similarity, contrast, or contiguity, facts or words go through a settling process that naturally leads to the truth. This hyperconnectivity can lead to political polarization when the contrasts between social or political positions are very strong. Disagreement can appear on a large scale. When we demonize the other, that's when a civic discourse becomes a digital shouting match. And you know what? This pushes the pendulum further and further towards chaos. Can we stop the pendulum? A question of balance. So can we stop this pendulum? Can we break free from this endless cycle of chaos and order? Tough question. A Spanish doctor, Emilio Mira y Lopez, had some interesting ideas about this. He believed that societies need a balance between rigidity and flexibility to thrive. Too much rigidity and things stagnate, the people rebel, but too much flexibility leads to chaos and uncertainty. People want stability. The key is to find the sweet spot, the perfect balance. But it's easier said than done, right? Especially in our hyper-connected world. It requires us to resist the temptation to shut ourselves off in our bubbles. It requires us to open ourselves to different perspectives, even if it's uncomfortable. Navigating the swing. Critical thinking as our compass. So, what can we do? We need to control ourselves and start thinking critically. We can't just accept everything we read on the internet as absolute truth. We need to question information, consider different points of view, and think for ourselves. Empathy is also essential. We need to remember that people with different political views are not our enemies. They are our neighbors, our colleagues, our fellow citizens. Agreeing or disagreeing with the ideas of others is the manifestation of freedom of thought. This is a very precious and necessary value for human beings. The pendulum of political history will continue to swing, that's for sure. But with critical thinking and empathy, we can perhaps dampen the swings and make the journey a little less turbulent for everyone. Learning to think and act always leads us to a better life. Well, everyone, as we conclude our journey today through the pendulum of politics, I want to thank you for your attention and participation. Remember that the key to navigating these turbulent times is critical thinking and empathy. I'm the Thinker, and I thank you for your company on this exploration. If you enjoyed our conversation, subscribe to the channel. Your comments and topic suggestions are always welcome. Together, we can delve deeper and bring ideas that illuminate your paths in life. Until next time, stay curious and keep thinking.